also want to welcome Steph. Steph, if you could put maybe assistant or something like that. Steph is my helper support. She was a student and just one of my favorite students ever. And she will, I'm in Bali and the internet is not always perfect here in Bali. So if things crash and explode on my side, Steph will step in and lead us home. I do have a backup plan if internet goes bad, but it'll take me a couple minutes to get that into place and get back on the call. So what I feel guided to look at with all of you, with your help, with your energy, with your support, is the highest vibration of this thing that, again, I like to call codependent patterns. Not codependent. Maybe that needs to be here too, we'll see. Narcissistic patterns, what we call narcissism, but I don't really love the label, right? I believe they're patterns. They're patterns that we have as soul. It's a spectrum. Maybe that spectrum on one side is codependency, and maybe that spectrum on the other side is all the way over to narcissism, right? In a way, codependents are completely other focused. It's their childhood defense mechanism. And in a way, codependent or narcissistic pattern people are completely self-focused, right? And there's a spectrum. There's a spectrum. And with all things, the answer, I believe, is somewhere in the middle. So what I want to do tonight for me, this morning for some of you, is let's take a soul level look, right? Letting go of any ideas, letting go of the clinical definition, the social narrative. It's very, very popular topic right now. Really, really, really letting go in the best way we can. Projection always plays a part. It has a part. It's welcome. So does clarity. So does divinity, high vibration, spiritual beings speaking through us. And let's see from a spiritual lens what is going on. What is going on from a spiritual lens? Spiritual lens is not trauma and wounded and not wounded. The spiritual lens is, this is perfect in some way for these souls. This is perfect in some way for us as humans, right? This is perhaps teaching us something. Maybe they're carrying something for us. I don't know what it is, right? But there's something as souls, as beings, that in some way this is of service. I believe everything is of service. I believe everything is of service. This is just a pattern. It's been labeled. And we're going to take a look. We're going to take a look, again, from this place of highest vibration. So I'm going to start with just a lot of reps. I'm going to start with the blanket reps that we need in. And then what I'll do is those of you who are not chosen, I'll have you turn your screen off. And then if I need another rep roll, I'll just have you raise your hand. We'll bring you in that way. Ria, are you willing to represent narcissism? Great, thank you. You can change your name. If not, Steph will get it. Donna, can you represent what we need to see? What we need to see. Julia, would you represent the gift of narcissism? The gift of narcissism. Again, everything, in my opinion, in some ways in service to the light. Sometimes it's that we need to see and learn something that's the opposite. It's all part. Anna, would you represent our group, please? Hermione, would you represent humanity? Marissa, would you represent divine light and guidance? Divine light and guidance. Sharmista, can you hold relevant pain for us? Relevant pain. Thank you. Christina, can you come in as the root of narcissism? Thank you. Brandy, blind spots ready to be seen. Greece, you come in as, how can we help? How can we help? Tracy, can you represent psychotherapists? Thank you. And again, with all of these, just allowing whatever wants to show up. We don't know what the field wants to bring through us. So really just as much as we can, letting go of any ideas, really child's mind, beginner's mind, that we have no idea what these patterns are perhaps deeply about. Sarah, can you come in as Constellation facilitators? And Sarah, if it's possible to add more light in front of you in some way, that would be helpful to me. Paul, you represent how narcissists serve humanity. How narcissists serve humanity. And Kay, can you represent narcissists? So we have narcissism and narcissists in the field. Just giving that a place, part of the human experience. Let's bless it and appreciate it, even if we have had horrible experiences. We can honor that also. That certainly has a place, as does the fact that for some reason this pattern is part of the human experience. And I'm sure we've all had this in previous lifetimes, if not this one. Okay, if you are not in a role, yeah. Thank you, Steph. What was that role, Steph? Great, thank you, Steph. Let's have someone come in as family constellation facilitators. So if you're willing to represent family constellation facilitators, raise your hand. Go ahead, JJ. No, JJ had her hand up before that. So Kapil, I want you to represent that. JJ, do you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, if I don't know, but inner child, is that an aspect that could be addressed? I don't know.
Could be. Let's see what shows up. It's certainly more in the psychological realm.
Okay.
And so it is relevant. So let's see if it shows up. Thank you, JJ. Okay. Sarah, I'm going to have you turn your camera off if you can, please. I don't know, Steph, can you share where the raised hand icon is in the chat, please? All right, so everyone dropping into your roles. I didn't mention this. So if this is okay for you, normally the way I work is I have reps stand. I do like my reps to stand, and the reason is I like the easy transition between this and if we are working in person. This and if we are working in person. So I like to know how close people are, how far away. I like that. Which direction you face, just allowing the embodiment, it's much more alive if we're standing. If you do need to sit for health or anything like that, then take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Sarah, I turned your video off. Okay. Everybody just breathe in and allow. Let's allow the guides and helpers, the spiritual beings that are with us, spiritual forces, to support. And we'll do a round of check-ins. What's showing up for the narcissists? Okay, showing up, I think it's okay.
I'm aware of a real detachment, a real heaviness. There's a real heaviness in my body, real pull to the ground. I feel quite small. And when I first agreed to the role, I felt a lot of fear. Like I'm hiding from you right now. I'm focused on something over here.
Yeah, but it's more looking away from
us.
Yeah. Thank you.
No interest in anything you're doing.
Yeah, great. Thank you for holding that for us and bringing that forth. The root of narcissism, what shows up there?
I feel a stiffness in my body, a very deep stiffness. And there was a sense of pain before that. It's like I cannot really move, like I'm trapped. Something like that.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. Family Constellation Facilitators, what's showing up for that role, Kapil? You have to unmute also. You're muted, Kapil.
Yeah. So I feel quite balanced, like very much balanced.
Anything else?
I think I like the bridge behind me, if you can see.
Thank you.
It's like balancing the two things.
Thank you for that. Narcissism, Ria, what shows up for that one?
I felt relieved when I heard that from couple, that there is this balance from facilitators. It was such a relief, and when Marisa entered the field, I got a shock, like, oh, she is coming. It's going to come out. A divine light and guidance. So I got a little bit of shaky feeling.
Thank you for that one. How can we help? How can we help? What's showing up for that role? You'll have to unmute. You're muted.
So I am in the living room and I have this small table, and I see this table as the narcissism, and I go round and round and round, and I observe it. And as the table is in the lower side of me, I'm in a higher position, and I observe it, and I go around and around, and I want to decorate it. So I think that we have to see this narcissism from a higher level, as you said, from a spiritual level, and I go around, so it's not only one aspect. So I see all the aspects, and this all this thing, it's moves me to make it to make the beauty come out of these people.
Great. So stay with that and follow that. And let's see if that shifts and evolves. Thank you.
Okay.
How narcissists serve humanity. Paul, what's showing up for that role?
First thing I became aware of is how much light is in my space. And then it's two aspects that are fascinating. They have all my attention. It's the impact that the light has in my environment. And the two aspects is I'm fascinated by shadows, but I'm fascinated by all types of shadows, ones that are very, very dark versus ones that are very, very subtle. The other thing that I'm fascinated by is reflections, and the whole spectrum of reflections I find equally fascinating. Those that are bright and crystal clear, and those that are kind of clouded and shimmering. And the other thing to note is none of the reps so far seem to catch my attention. I'm very interested in the whole range of shadows created by light and the whole range of reflections.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Divine light and guidance. What's showing up for that energy?
I am like steady, and I just want to say that the only thing that catches my attention, it was the how narcissists serve human, and the blind spots ready to be seen, in a way that they were looking to separate ways in the beginning. And I loved what this narcissist serve human, because he has like a heart in his shirt, and for me it's like from there there is light coming out. And the other part that catches my attention is the gift of narcissism, looking through the window to the light. And little the root of narcissism makes me feel just a little nervous, and just that.
Great. Thank you for that report. Let's go to two of the reps you mentioned. Let's do the gift of narcissism first. is showing up there? Gift of narcissism.
I'm feeling very happy. I like can't stop smiling. I feel very I'm like, I want to focus on what's happening here, but I'm also really enjoying that I got to create my own reality. And I very much want to focus on the light and just outside. And I felt very playful too. Just, I felt like I just want to dance and enjoy what I'm in. Where, yeah, trying to focus on this, but it's hard to concentrate. Yeah.
Great,
I'm
thank
happy.
you. Let's see how that evolves and what keeps changing with that one. So thank you for that. Brandy, for blind spots ready to be seen, what shows up there?
I've turned to the right and I'm just sort of noticing I'm not quite interested in this yet. It's not really my time to speak.
Great. Thank you for holding that, and raise your hand when it is your time and let me know. Let's check in with our group. Let's see how our group is doing.
I feel a discomfort in my neck, in right side. And when I look at the root of narcissism, I feel scared.
You feel what?
Scared. She scared me.
Scared or carried? Scared.
Yes. I feel she is dangerous. Something I'd like stay away.
Thank you. Anything else you want to report? Okay. Let's go to psychotherapy.
At first, there's kind of a split. So at first like I was in my head and I thought I was kind of looking at it from an observation point of view. But then I tapped into my body, and when I tried to stand up, it was like, nope, not happening. Mostly my back is quite intense. And then it runs down my right leg, which is new for me. Yeah, so that's what I got.
Great. Thank you for that. And just allowing in your energy to allow that role to evolve whenever it's ready to, and see what is the next thing we get from there. Donna, did I check in with you? What we need to see? Let's check in with Donna, and then Sharmista's, I think, is our, and then humanity. Can't forget humanity.
What keeps coming up for me is balance, and letting go and shaking it off, but then also like feeling the pain. Like I physically feel pain in my body, but then like I've gone through like yawning a lot to like release, and then like shaking, and then tears just started coming down, but I didn't feel anything with the tears. And then like pain, and then like standing up straight. But in my head, what's going around is like dance and have joy.
Cool. Thank you, Donna, for that. Sharmista, and then humanity.
So it all began with a lot of irritation in and around my ears. So there was like tinny ringing in my ears. My head was hurting. I had absolutely no vision and recognition of my body at all. It was like everything is outward. And then as everybody was speaking, the intensity of the pain increased behind my ears. It's my ears, the bone, it's my shoulders. I still can't see the rest of my body. And the only people that I feel at peace with is if I'm closer to humanity or if I'm closer to divine light and guidance. So when I'm comfortable when I'm closer to these two. And the only two who grab my attention is gift of narcissism and blind spots. The rest I can't see. So I'm speaking so much, but in my representation, I can only scream. I cannot speak. And I do not know my body.
Thank you. Thank you for holding that scream. Yeah. Humanity, what shows up for that one?
So I'm finding it hard to be fully present with what's going on in the constellation, and I feel really unbalanced on my legs. It's like I can't find my center. I keep having to readjust standing on my legs so I don't stumble or fall. So it's hard to stay steady. And when I hear the reps talk, I didn't like it when narcissism spoke. I didn't like it when narcissists spoke, or the gift of narcissism. So it's like anyone who's representing a part of narcissism doesn't feel good in my body, and the more I'm here, the more I feel sick.
Would it be true for you to say into the field to those roles, I don't like you, or we don't like you? Or I feel sick when I am around you?
I'll say them, and then I'll say what's come to my mind.
Trust your mind, actually.
Okay. It feels like you're not serving humanity. Feels like it's not serving humanity.
Would it be true to say you're causing us pain? Or you're harming humanity?
Yeah, it's like you're harming humanity, or this is not good for humanity. I got in my mind a downward spiral when I say that.
Great. Thank you for holding that. And again, with that role too, just let that role kind of evolve, and let's see what shows up. Psychotherapist, go ahead.
So I'm informed that the pain in my body is the trauma of the reps, like the trauma of the actual psychotherapist, and the unresolved trauma, the stuff that it's not really being willing to look at. And it's like
And is that from the psychotherapist? Like the field is showing us the unresolved trauma within the psychotherapist from their own?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, well, if I can help my clients, then I'm winning.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I want you to do something. I want to test one more position with you. Okay. I want you to take one step back, and I want you to step into a psychotherapist who's resolved her trauma, or psychotherapists who've resolved their trauma. So take one step backwards into psychotherapists who've resolved their trauma. Let's see what shows up, and I'll check back in with you in just a minute.
Okay.
Narcissism, go ahead.
I heard what humanity said about narcissism, and but I feel a connection towards her and narcissist, and also I am afraid of the root of narcissism. She makes me scared.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, I've heard that. Okay, let's go to blind spots ready to be seen.
Narcissism does serve humanity. It's the grain of sand that creates the pearl.
Thank you. I also have an intuitive speculation, Brandon, just you can kind of check this for me, that in some way they're carrying something for us. But we'll see about that. We'll see if that shows up or not. Divine light, go ahead. And then I want to go back to psychotherapists who have resolved their trauma. And let's see what shows up there now.
I want to say two things. One is that I resonated with some sort of the pain that a couple of people reported. I thought or I checked if it was just me and my body or something of mine, and no, I think it belongs here. And the second is that at some point at least in my frame, in my screen, the root of narcissism was below. I'm behind. Well, yes, I was at the top, right? And she was like behind, like here. And when that happened, I felt some sort of balance. And the word that came to my mind was, yes, you belong. And I say that, and it's like.
So go ahead and just go ahead and name that verbally, vibrationally, to the root of narcissism. Yes, you belong.
Yes, you belong.
No. Thank you. Try these words also, divine light, for that if it feels appropriate. You get a place. Divine light, would be okay to say you get a place.
I'm not understanding.
Okay, let's let it go. Let's let it go. Thank you. Psychotherapists who have resolved their trauma or enough trauma, what shows up when you step back into that role?
It's like I take that observation role.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see more of the bigger picture.
And what do you see when you see the bigger picture?
It's still not clear. It's like there's these shadows moving around, and I haven't gotten a clear sense of it yet. But there's shadows that are attracted to I think it's people that have trauma.
Mm-hmm. Shadows that are attracted to people who have trauma.
And it's like the attraction is mutual, at least initially. So yeah, they kind of attract each other.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for that. What we need to see, Donna. And then the root of narcissism. You had your hand up also.
When it came up about how narcissists aren't serving humanity, I was led to lay on the ground like Jesus on the cross, and then I don't know the significance, but like religions started like going through my mind, and it just felt significant. So if I'd say.
Thank you for that, Donna. The root of narcissism. Did you want to share something? Or is it past?
Yes. I was feeling quite disconnected from everyone and everything. Like I cannot connect in any way. But when the divine light talked and said the phrase "Yes, you belong," something got a lot softer in me. And also when the aspect how we can help spoke, I felt a lot of hope and hope that what I'm carrying can be healed.
Great. Thank you very much. Narcissists, go ahead.
So after feeling very detached and looking away, my first engagement was the word pain. When the root first mentioned pain, I felt a softening and a wanting to turn towards. And when humanity spoke about feeling sick, about narcissism, I had a rush of rage come up inside my body, and a desire to, you know, to get quite vocal and stamp and say, I do belong. And then somebody else, another rep, said something about, you know, narcissist belonging, and I felt immediate relief. And since then, I felt calm because I'm included in the discussion.
Try these words, see if it feels true. You don't know what I carry.
You don't know what I carry.
How does that feel to say?
That feels true.
Thank you. Thank you. The gift of narcissism.
Interestingly, I had almost the same experience as the narcissist, just expressed this very similar reactions to pain and then making someone sick. And then I really wanted to just argue with that. I also got mad and I wanted to say, like, but narcissism also saves lives. Sometimes it's not a choice. Yeah. So that's it. I've just been a bit uneasy ever since this came up, and I wanted to stand by narcissism.
Great. Just try these words to narcissist or narcissism.
Mhm.
I see your gifts.
I see your gifts.
I see your service to humanity.
I see your service to humanity.
Does that feel true to say?
Yeah.
Okay. So as always, when I ask for statements from people, you can always change them. I trust myself to have a general direction, but not always the exact right statement. Family constellation facilitators, and then how narcissists serve.
So I had a lot of release, like I was yawning a lot, tears flowing my eyes, like, and somehow like I'm feeling like as a facilitator, it's like when I'm dealing with narcissist, I'm dealing with the child, like with lot of tantrums, lot of uh, issues to grab the attention. And like my thing which I started work thinking is like, now I need to deal with this child. Now I need to deal with the child with that finish or with that skill, so that I can deal with the child without offending or without making him feel that he's not wanted. But I still need to deal, and then I have to be assertive as well, like being loving but assertive, but not letting him take away all the attention or all the freedom or what he wants to do. So that's what my thoughts were going.
Thank you for that check-in, Kapil. How narcissists serve humanity.
So again, not really reacting to anything any of the reps are saying, except with one exception. When humanity said that narcissism doesn't serve humanity, that felt wrong with this one. And when another rep named that it does serve humanity, that resonated. The other thing to report is I'm very aware in every direction I look, there appears to be reflection, and all my focus is on the reflection and resolving what's in that reflection, to the point that I'm not really seeing what's in front of me. I'm seeing the reflection, and that has all my attention.
Thank you. Julie, can you bring in relevant shadows? Relevant shadows, and can someone bring in relevant child or childhood? And so raise your hand if you're willing to represent relevant child or relevant childhood. And we'll see if we get that. Let's check in with blind spots ready to be seen. And then humanity, I want to check in with you again. And then I'll kind of open it up to if anybody needs to share something. Blind spots ready to be seen. And then Mia, you can come in as a relevant child or relevant childhood. Just feel what has more energy for you, more aliveness.
So, Gift of Narcissism shared that narcissism saves lives. That's quotable.
What do you mean when you share that with us? Can you expand on that a little bit?
The child's forced to save its own life when parents aren't available.
Mm,
And it's a strategy.
thank you. Thank you. And humanity, go ahead.
The more I've been listening to people speak, the more I've felt I'm softening and being more receptive. There's something about, when the roots of narcissism was told you have a place, that really helped. There's something about naming it, noticing it, and the word responsibility comes up. There's something about being responsible or taking responsibility, which helps me as humanity. Yeah, and which rep was it? When narcissism spoke and said she felt better when she was close to me, I then felt some sadness, and that really helped soften me and feel more receptive to what was happening. And yeah, so I feel more open now.
And just vibrate into the field. I'm softening towards you. And change it if needed.
I'm softening towards you, and there's a fear. Yeah, there's a fear there that we can't have too many narcissists, otherwise it will be a downward spiral. There's something about keeping balance. And my dog's just howling in the background, sorry if you can hear that. Yeah, so something about keeping a balance and this fear that if there's too many narcissists, it will be a downward spiral for humanity.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, humanity. Appreciate that. Mia, you had your hand up earlier. What shows up when you come in as, and what did you come in as? Relevant child or relevant childhood?
Relevant childhood seems appropriate, and I'm having trouble with changing my name. So if Steph can do that for me, that would be nice. Yeah, so what first came was covering my eyes, like so much pain. I cannot even see, I cannot even be with it. It was bigger than me. And as I was hearing other representatives telling their insights, it was like so much voices in my head. I was so confused. I was like, oh, I just want to turn everything off and bury myself in a hole or something like that. I just want to run away.
Try these words for that one. I had to turn everything off to survive.
Oh. Oh.
I turned everything off to survive.
I turned everything off to survive.
Yeah, relevant pain gives
Yeah.
a thumbs up for that one. Yeah, thank you for sharing that for that energy field. I want to go blind spots first, and then I'll go up to you, narcissism, and then what we need to see.
So humanity's concern about there being too many narcissists and the balance being off is the field will keep that balance. There is a narcissist for every event. There needs to be a narcissist.
Wow, thank you. Narcissism, go ahead. And then maybe the root of narcissism after.
After the representative started giving a place for narcissism, there is a softening and sadness. And I got tears when humanity said that I do belong.
Thank you. Would it be true for you to say for that role, when we get a place, we can grieve?
When we get a place,
we can grieve.
Yeah, I'm moved by grief as we got a place.
Thank you. Thank you for that. What we need to see first, and then root of narcissism, and then the gift of narcissism. Then I want to check back in with the psychotherapist.
When relevant childhood came in, I got like this aching like in my abdomen, and like my pants felt like so tight, and like and then when humanity came in, I started like rocking and holding my stomach, and that kept going. And then what came up for me, somebody was talking, and I don't know who it was, but like when we were doing our opening, like getting grounded, it kept coming up for me that the helper was future generations. And for me, that didn't make sense with all the work I've done. And I was like, why does this keep coming up? But then it came up for me again.
So step into future generations and see what shows up. You just allow that to come in a little more fully. I haven't checked in with
future generations.
Yeah, I haven't checked in with relevant shadows. I want to go down there first. Relevant shadows, what shows up, Julie?
Yeah, it was interesting. I was feeling a bit invisible, and that was annoying me. So there's these shadows on the wall on the neighbor's house, and it looks like a bunch of people bowing down to me, and that feels good. There's also a sense that I need to be seen. I need to keep coming up with ways to be seen. I'm drawn to this, but I don't know why. I picked it up just now, but I couldn't pick it up and hold it earlier. There's something going between these people bowing towards me and this bowl, but there's a definite planning. What's my next thing to be seen? How am I going to get the attention of someone?
Thank you. I want you to check in, Julie, and see. I wondered about relevant shadows. I wondered about relevant darkness. So to see, and maybe both of them are there. Just check in. I'll come back to you. Which has more viability? The gift of narcissism. Go ahead.
I just had this feeling that I was kind of nervous to share, so I hesitated to raise my hand, that there is such a thing as a bit of healthy narcissism, and I feel like there's people who could use some of it, but I also felt like this wouldn't be well received here, so I'm just gonna throw it in there and continue thinking about the gifts of narcissism.
Good. So I want you to say, you can say it this way, I'm scared to say it, but there is a healthy level of narcissism.
I'm scared to say it, but there is a healthy level of narcissism.
Great. Thank you for that. Welcome that. The root of narcissism, anything to share there before I go to psychotherapists and then Sharmista?
I felt quite dizzy.
Quite what?
Dizzy.
Dizzy.
Dizzy, and I had to sit down for a while. I didn't connect with the psychotherapy level and the inner child. It felt like it didn't touch me at all.
Interesting.
It was like they couldn't reach me. I couldn't be touched like this.
Would it be true for you to say I'm bigger than that?
I'm bigger than that. Maybe I'm deeper than that.
I'm deeper than that. Thank you.
That's the phrase. I'm deeper than that.
And divine light nods. Divine light, what happens when you hear that?
I always felt it like that it is very deep. And I've been resonating with some sort of lack of balance that they've been reporting somehow. But just that.
Thank you. Sharmista for relevant pain, go ahead.
So when relevant shadow spoke, my attention went to the window, which is exactly below her, which says, "Love restores our humanity." And I could only read "Love restores." And it was almost like I wanted to pick up the placard, cut off our humanity, and just give her "Love restores."
Thank you. How can we help?
When the wait, please. The relevant childhood.
Relevant what?
The relevant childhood said I turn off everything to survive.
Yes.
A sentence came from inside of me to say to this relevant childhood, "You survived and you are safe now."
Thank you. Relevant childhood, how is that impact, or what do you want to share?
This sentence almost got my tears flowing. It feels nice to hear that. I wanted to say previously that when Root of Narcissism spoke, I felt some anger, and I felt like relevant childhood is being not necessarily not seen, but it's not been seen enough or included enough. Something like that. I cannot quite put it to words.
Thank you. Would someone come in and represent the love that's needed? Would someone raise your hand if you're willing to come in, represent the love that's needed? And then while that's happening, relevant shadows.
Yeah, I would definitely say darkness is not in this representation. This is a more human representation. The bowing down shadows sort of became less and less interesting, but it's more than interesting. I'm a lot younger now, and with the last few shares, I've definitely turned into a more vulnerable, younger energy.
Thank you. Yeah, Zarana, if you can take that role for us, please, and change your name if you can. If not, Steph will. Thank you for that. Psychotherapist.
So I had a couple things happen where I had these I guess bouts of extreme heat where my whole body would just heat right up for a period of time and then let go. My sense of it was a sense of assisting clients of releasing. And then time went on and the pain started again, and kind of what I was told is, yeah, you can resolve most of your trauma, but the growth is never done. You can't just stop. You have to keep going. You have to, because you've got pain from, even if you resolve the childhood, you've got pain from parallel lives, from ancestors. You've got like so many things coming through that you're just never done.
Thank you. And for that one, hold whichever role feels more valuable for us, either psychotherapist now or psychotherapist that's resolved the trauma, to see which one has more relevance. We got about 10 more minutes for this constellation. We've got another rep for the love they need. I'm going to change that from needed to need. And what's showing up from that role? Steph can do that. What's showing up for the rep for the love they need?
It's very difficult for me to put that in words. My English is not so well, so maybe I will ask for translate. My daughter is here, so I will use her for translating maybe. First, in my stomach, I felt very squeezed energy, like pain and scariness together. So after that, I felt very grounded, and I expanded, but like there's no place where I can go. Like yes, I exist, but I don't know who received me.
Thank you. Just stay and hold that vibration, and let's see what shows up relevant to that. I try these words for that one. I need to be received. Yeah, hold that, Neha. What we may do with that, Neha, is just hold that to the check-ins at the end. And I'll let you go first and share that if that feels appropriate. But if you need to share it now, let me know. Family constellation facilitators. And then relevant shadows and then relevant shadows.
Yes. So when this love they need has come in, like and since long a battle has been going on in my head, like love and assertiveness, like and the balance I spoke about when we started, like I feel like a balance. So I'm still trying to balance between the love and the assertiveness, and it's still going on. I can't make a conclusion right now, but it's still that act is going on constantly in my head.
Thank you. Relevant shadows, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in a place now where I just want to make myself small. The predominant feeling is shame. And when the psychotherapist kept saying, you have to do all this, you're never going to get there, it made me really upset because it's shame. Bottom line, shame.
Yeah, so all of us watching is this whole, especially those on the outside watching, is hold a space for the shame involved in this position that this energy, these patterns are holding also. Thank you for that. Relevant childhood.
So as a representative for love came in, I felt the need to change my frame and set up like a bit higher and sturdier, and I definitely feel more stable now. And as the representative spoke, how that love has nowhere to go or no one wants to receive, I had a sentence like, that's all that I've been waiting for, like that love. So I feel like I'm waiting with open arms for that love.
Thank you. Just tell that to that rep. Just say, I want you. I desire you. I need you. Whatever is true.
I need you. I need the love.
Yeah. Love they need, how is that to hear? And then narcissists, I'll come to you next.
In one moment, I was completely sweat, all of my body, and I'm very Mia, will you please? Bila sam veoma uznemirena, kao da zaista nemam svoje mesto.
She was really upset, like she can't find her place, like she doesn't have a place.
And when relevant childhood ask for love, actually, when she start to talk, I turn around and saw her, and I feel relief, actually. And I really saw her.
So just name that into the field. And through your eyes, I see you. Right directly to that one.
And through your eyes, I really see you. I really see you now.
Thank you. We just have a couple more minutes, so we'll do a little quicker check-ins. Narcissist, what's showing up for them? And anyone that has someone burning that has to be shared, you can raise your hand if it's burning. Narcissist, go ahead.
So firstly, I felt a very deep interest in the relevant child when she first spoke and every time she has spoken, and a desire to go back and have that part of my life again. And when Love spoke for the first time, I was immediately intrigued. And as she spoke, I could feel myself withdrawing. I could feel shame rising. And I went into a place of not trusting her. She felt foreign and I felt like there was a wall. So when she said, that no one can receive me, I was feeling like I can't receive that. I'm not worthy of that. I want it, but I don't trust that it's not going to go away. And then when there was a dialogue between Love and the relevant child, I felt almost like an explosion of warmth through my chest and tears and genuine emotion for the first time in this constellation.
Wow. Thank you for holding that role for us. Appreciate that. Future generations, and then Sharmista.
I feel like when I'm sorry, it was the rep who needed translation. When she spoke, my two roles came together. What we need to see as well as future generations. And one of the things that came up for me is like the Iroquois creation story and how I embody like my generation, my mom, and then my child is already like in me, and then her children are already in her, and that we need to keep doing the work, and we may not see the benefits of it, but it's helping each generation like break these patterns, but we're not going to do it now. But we need to, it's important for like our future moving forward so we can elevate to a different level, and keeping curiosity kept coming up for me.
Thank you for that. Relevant pain, and then relevant shadows, and then divine light,
Yes.
and then we'll probably close.
Yeah, so as soon as Love They Need spoke, for the first time I felt more stable. My aches and pains kind of reduced the intensity, and I suddenly saw narcissism, and I wanted to go and stand in front of narcissism. It happened the first time. Again, when she spoke the second time, it was like, yes, I need to stand in front of narcissism and look in her eyes.
Good. So follow that movement energetically, because we are in the same field.
Yes.
So energetically, stand in front
Yes.
of narcissism in the way that feels right. Relevant shadows.
Yeah, there's a definite connection to the childhood red. There's a difference also. I feel more comfort in knowing I'm being seen for a level of purity rather than being seen for these things that I do to get seen.
Great. Thank you for that. Divine light and guidance.
From the moment the relevant childhood came, I felt connected, but I cannot forget, and I see them some sort of in the present. I see the future generations, but when I see the root of narcissism, it can come to my mind all those who didn't make it, and just saying that I am here. I am always here. I am here for relevant childhood. I am here for future generations, and I am here for the root of narcissism. Like you can always see me, and of course I feel very connected to love, and I want to say to the root of narcissism that I am here as well.
Thank you for holding that. Love they need.
When future generations spoke, I've in that moment I saw mostly people on the display, actually mostly representatives, first time. So I felt like I have to be bigger and I have to expand for future generations, and felt like a new level of love they need.
Thank you. Look at that. Blind spots, did you have something?
If we weren't stopping and this was going to go another 20 minutes, it would be more relevant.
Go ahead and say it anyway, and we'll save it for next time.
Okay.
Trusting that it's perfect.
Speaking to narcissists, it's not your fault, but it becomes a choice for their responsibility or not. And that the shame seems to be what locks it into them not being able to heal.
Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else have anything burning that needs to be said before we close? Gift of narcissism last year, and then humanity. I do want to go with humanity once again.
Yeah, just one feeling I had when Love and the child and connected this was again from a gift perspective, like what a gift it is for narcissists to go through this if they do get to heal. So the journey itself is such an opportunity, I want to say, in life to level up in so many ways. That's it.
Yeah, it has me wonder if maybe the healing even is maybe not even this lifetime, but the contrast of this lifetime, but then a future lifetime where that feels relevant, at least for me. Humanity, final check-in.
So I feel a lot softer and a lot more open than when the constellation started. And I really connected with Love the last time that she spoke. So although I'm still feeling a bit wary about the balance, because I'm aware also of the difficult events and experiences that are happening, there is also a little bit of hope as well.
Great. Thank you for that. Okay, thank you, everyone. With love in our hearts, let's just appreciate and bless. I believe there are beings here that help us, so let's thank them and bless these roles that we've held. Hopefully this will be valuable for us and future generations. And let's release these energies. Allow them to fully flow out. You can allow them to flow whatever's appropriate to me, but also to the helpers that are here with us, or to the light. Can you give it to the light in your screen, or any energies that need to go down into the earth, releasing them. And we'll take a 5-minute break. Let's take a 5-minute break. I'll play some music. When the music ends, come on back. We'll do 20 minutes closing shares and debrief.